To the podium, Mr. Jairek Robbins.
Hey there, welcome back to another episode of JRCTV. Yes, we are still in beautiful Vail, Colorado. As you can see, the beautiful epic scenery behind us. Today we're talking about something that can literally be a making point or breaking point of any relationship you're in. And we're going to focus on intimate relationship because it's important, but you can use this concept for a business relationship, a friendship, just an acquaintance. You can use it for even getting to know your kids or family better in some way, shape, or form. And what we're talking about is the ability to be deeply and profoundly curious about the person that you're in a relationship with. What does that mean? Well, what it means is you want to get to know what is their blueprint, meaning their thoughts, their beliefs, their values, the organizing principles and pillars by which they live their life. Here's what's wild. Most of us are not really that aware consciously of our own belief system, our own organizing foundational principles and pillars. How do I know that? Because if I were to say what's most important to you in life, you might say, okay, now that you've come to that, now what else is most important to you in life? Now, if you were to take the top one or two, here's my question. When did you consciously decide that? At what point in your life did you sit down and say, okay, here's all my options of everything I could value. I could value love, I could value spirituality, I could value God, I could value giving, I could value being successful, I could value being a good person, I could value making a difference, being strong, being powerful. I could value all kinds of stuff. I'm going to choose this one. When did you do that last? Now, for some of you, you might have done it, but for most of you, I'm guessing you never consciously made the decision. You're living by default, meaning your community, your friends, your family, where you grew up, who you hung out with, where you worked, a mentor, someone you looked up to, told you something and you went, oh yeah, that's right. And now you're just living by default instead of by choice. So right now what I want you to do is first download today's worksheet, and we've given you a handful of questions on the majors of life, something we talk about in our book, Live It, Achieve Success by Living with Purpose. In chapter 2 and 3, we talk about the majors of life: health, emotions, relationships, spirituality, business, finances, time management, that kind of stuff, relationships, community, the major elements of life. And in this worksheet today that we're going to give you on the blog, JRCTV.com/blog, check out this blog, download the worksheet. When you get it, it's going to have a couple questions in each section, not all of them, but a couple, to help you get a head start. And it's going to help you define what do you really believe and what do you really value in each of these major categories of life. Now, I want you to start by first answering the questions yourself. And then I want you to go to someone you care about, your significant other, your spouse, your kids, your family, your friends, your coworkers, maybe even your business partner or associates, possibly a client, someone you want to get to know better. And I want you to have them answer the questions as well. Then after they answer and after you answer separately, share them with each other. I want you to become curious about what they believe. That's step one. So step one is define it yourself. Step two, share it with each other. And then here's step three. I want to have you dig deep into why they believe that. And I want you to help define when did they start believing that. This will help you create a tighter bond with each other. And so the very first step is to say, what do you value in health? And they tell you. And then you say, well, why do you value that? And let them explain it. And say, at what moment of your life, what events, what situations, what significant emotional experiences caused you to believe that? And what'll happen is you'll start to get to know this person at a whole different level of depth, because you'll start to understand why they've chosen to believe certain core elements of their life, certain core foundational beliefs of who they are. You'll start to learn why they've chosen that and what happened in their life that caused them to believe that or caused them to choose that. This is really important. It'll create depth and connection at a whole new level for you both. Now, the reason I say this can make or break a relationship, that's how to make a relationship better. How this can break a relationship, really simple. if you don't know why someone believes the things they believe, and you don't know what caused them to believe that, and you don't know how they came to that conclusion and how long they've thought it, could you imagine when you butt heads on the concept and you have no empathy or caring or understanding of how they came to that conclusion, and you just think they're wrong and they think you're wrong? This is where relationships, you butt heads and things get hairy and it falls apart. So instead, take time to do this in advance. Get to know them, because here's what's wild. When we fall in love and get all excited, we think and assume that they believe what we believe and they value what we value and we're just the same. It's not true. As much as we want to believe it, as drugs in your head, oxytocin is kicking in, dopamine's kicking in, you're all excited and you start to assume stuff. Don't assume. Ask. Get to know them, and get to know them with depth, not just surface. Not just say, why do you believe that? Okay, good. But why do you believe that? And what caused you? What experiences happened in your life, health, emotions, business, family? What moments occurred that caused you to form that belief, that experience? Ooh, now you'll have a lot more depth, connection, and empathy with and for that person. So have fun with today's worksheet. Download it. Follow the steps. First, figure it out yourself. Second, have them do it. Third, share it with each other. Fourth, ask them why or how did you come to that belief? Then dig deep and figure out what moments caused them to really believe that. And have fun getting to know each other at a whole different level. Have fun with this, and I'll see you next week for another episode of JRCTV.